Welcome to Bone Apple Tea. I'm Connor.
I'm Robin.
And I'm Brewer.
This is a podcast where we rate cursed foods. Our definition of cursed foods are limited edition bad ideas put together by terrible marketing teams.
And we're going to give a rating for each of these foods on a Dungeons and Dragons alignment chart where we've got good to evil, where good is delicious and evil is disgusting, and neutral in the middle. And then we have lawful to chaotic, where lawful is not weird and pretty regular, and chaotic is pretty weird. And then neutral again is somewhere in the middle.
Okay, great. So this week we're doing Easter. It's Easter next week. Happy Easter.
Yes. Well, Easter and spring, because Japan does not do Easter. Yeah. So I'm coming with some spring items.
Yeah. Is the sakura out there?
Yes, it is in full bloom. It's a full week earlier than it normally is because
causing chaos.
Yes.
Everyone rearranging their sakura parties.
I've been to one where we sat on corners of a tarp, quite far from each other, in a unpopular area that has a tree. So I managed to get some flower viewing and day drinking in. So.
The day drinking is the main part. So
yeah, that's what I'm there for.
Any limited edition chuhais?
Yeah. Not too many this time. There's been a few. There's been a lot of melon chuhais this time, especially that kind of cantaloupe ones. But I'm not a fan of melon flavoring.
Melon milk is so strange.
Yeah, I
love a good melon soda, but beyond that, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, for me, I feel as though I come across as a really picky flavoring person while I'm in Japan, because there's a few of the base flavors that are the most common flavors in Japan that I don't enjoy. I find this interesting how different flavors are different standard flavors in different countries.
We talked about this last week, how pineapple is a standard flavor here.
Yeah. Or how in Australia the purple Skittle is is black currant, and in America it's grape.
Yeah,
so
what
in
are the
Japan
standard flavors in Japan though? I'd say green tea, black sesame common.
Of the fruit flavors, there's melon, grape, peach.
Melon, grape, peach, strawberry. I'd say peach is even a little bit unusual because there's lots of peach things that you only get in Tohoku.
Yeah. I love peach flavoring, but I don't like grape flavoring and I don't like melon flavoring.
And then there's your sort of soft drink flavor that you get among the fruits instead of Coke. It's ramune.
Yeah. But ramune is delicious, so that's all good.
Yeah, I like the ramune flavor.
Okay, should we get started on our first round? So I have the Whiz Fizz egg. Whiz Fizz
egg.
I've tried one of these, and since Robin bought it, I've been holding in talking about the Whiz Fizz egg.
Okay, so the packaging is it's like a cream egg. It's in lurid orange wrapping with branding on. Otherwise, no real info. So then you open it out, and it's got the sort of dinosaur egg print pattern that a lot of Easter eggs have.
Yes.
Not really much to analyze there.
Does it feel hollow or solid?
It feels solid. It feels like a cream egg. It's heavy.
It's interesting. We've gone for the dinosaur egg pattern when dinosaurs don't have anything to do with Easter. I mean, I love it. I'm a big fan of dinosaurs. So.
Okay, I'm gonna taste this thing now. Wow. That's really weird. It's kind of got orange fizzy flavor encased in chocolate, and there's popping candy in there, so it's crackling at the back of my mouth.
So is Whiz Fizz a thing you get in the UK too?
No, but I'm guessing it's just a sherbet brand, right?
Yeah, it's just sherbet.
Yeah, it is very much doing a popping candy thing.
I like popping candy in chocolate.
I like popping candy as well, but it's really weird with the acidic lemon flavor. It doesn't really taste of sherbet either.
Oh, that sounds so gacked.
It's like an orange cream with popping candy inside an egg.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Idea.
So my story about these is there's a store in Flemington, I don't know if you know it, Rue, Cheaper by Miles. They just buy like stuff that's running out close to date and stuff. And when I said I was starting this podcast, everyone was like, you need to do a Cheaper by Miles episode. So that might come at some point. But my friend bought me one of these for my birthday. My birthday's in July, well away from Easter. My friend bought one of these. And then it sat on my counter for like 2 months because I was too scared to try it.
Didn't want to.
And then I tried it when 3 of my friends were over. And the friend who bought it recorded images of each of our faces as we bit in. I'll show them to you. It's very good.
Yeah. So this, it's not gooey like a cream egg. It would actually be better if it was gooey. It's just sort of claggy inside.
Nice kind of congealed.
Yeah. Like sometimes you get like little chocolates that are like that. They're okay in the middle, but this is way
like,
too big to be like that.
It's like it looks like solid fondant.
Yeah. Far in the middle of like the orange flavored stuff there, and then I think either side is like the popping candy stuff. It is disgusting. The chocolate is disgusting as well. It's like really bad.
Is it a collaboration with another chocolate brand, or is Whiz Fizz?
No, it seems to just be Whiz Fizz going on its own, ripping on that Easter spirit. Break this firmly in the chaotic evil. It's just clearly just marketed to small children that want more sugar, I guess.
Alrighty, for my first thing, I bought this from Daiso, which is like the $2 shop in Japan. Daiso's pretty international now, actually. Anyway, I bought this from Daiso. It's something that's available in stores, like only at like springtime. But it is available in Daiso year round. And it is the Sakura Mochi flavored choco. So this is chocolate. So often like
maybe this is a moment to explain the difference between choco and chocolate, because people who haven't been to Japan, or even people who have but haven't spent a while there, might not know the difference.
Yeah, so like a choco is like usually it comes in a small piece. You often find it's like a little piece of kind of chocolate-esque thing.
So like the Dars you had last week would have been a choco as well.
Yeah, the Dars I had last week would have been choco. So it's kind of Japan is actually very strict about food labeling. So especially not so much labeling as in like allergens or whatever. It is like strict about its classification of goods. So for example,
milk. When I first arrived in Japan, I thought I was buying milk because I couldn't read yet. And then I learned later I was actually buying dairy derived drink.
I wonder
so you can't call it milk because it doesn't have like a certain percentage of fat and protein and things.
I wonder if American Hershey's would count as choco in Japan rather than chocolate, because
possibly
I don't think there's any chocolate in it.
I wonder, there's always like a percentage that makes it chocolate or choco.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the percentage is. But or like ice cream, like it needs to have a particular percentage of cream in it, otherwise it's not ice cream. So like
just ice
it's like ice cream is number one. It's like 12%. It has to have 12% cream in it at least. And then the next one down, I can't remember. It's like ice milk or something like that. And then if you've got like a very, very low percentage of milk in your ice cream, or percentage of cream in your ice cream, it gets the very appealing name Lacto Ice, which so choco, and often this like type of choco is like a packet with lots of little individually wrapped things, and often like at a convenience store counter, you'll just see like for like 30 yen, so like 40 cents or something, or like even less than that, even like 10 yen, you can buy just a single choco, which is like one individually wrapped.
If you're trying to imagine a choco, think like chocolate coin chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. It's like chocolate. Yeah, I'd imagine chocolate coin would be choco.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the key ingredients in this are not chocolate. But it does say quite proudly on the front, well, sakura mochi. Sakura mochi is a particular type of like mochi. It's got very sweet red bean paste inside, and then a sweet pink mochi outside, and then it's wrapped in a salted pickled sakura leaf. Which might sound cursed, but it's delicious. It's like a wonderful mix of like a kind of cloyingly sweet versus that kind of like savory, salty, pickled thing. It's great. But it does say it's got sakura leaf, salted sakura leaf powder inside the chocolate. So yes. Anyway, I shall open it and give it a try. Well, from the outside, it just smells sweet, kind of like condensed milk. The chocolate itself is kind of a dull pink with a milk chocolate looking base. Oh god! Oh what? That's really nice.
Oh,
does it have mochi inside?
Oh, it does have mochi inside. I didn't expect it to have mochi inside. Oh, it says mochi gummy, so like it's got probably just says like gummy candy in the inside. Yeah, I can't taste the leaf, which is a shame. I would have liked some leaf, but yeah, that's pretty nice. It tastes it's very sweet. One of our friends gave a very apt description of what sakura flavor is. It kind of tastes like kids' makeup.
Yeah, it's sort of musty almost. Like,
yeah, kind of musty.
Yeah. So, does it taste like red bean as well, or
a little bit?
Okay.
Well, apparently the bottom layer I thought was milk chocolate is in fact red bean chocolate.
Oh.
So a red bean chocolate base, and then a sakura flavored like pink chocolate, and in the inside it's got mochi. And yeah, do you know what? This is pretty yum. I like this. I think this might be chaotic good.
Oh,
yeah. Excellent.
I'm going to start with the Daryl Lee licorice flavored milk chocolate Easter eggs.
And I think with worth reading the bit on the back of the package that says delicious Daryl Lee milk chocolate Easter eggs full of crunchy aniseed chips. Not even the Easter Bunny could resist.
I don't really know what an aniseed chip is. I'm excited to find out.
Daryl Lee usually makes yum stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and I have a correction to make as well. It was actually Daryl Lee and Cadbury's that had the legal battle. There was no school involved. That was just that was some child lying to me, and I just believed it. Two chocolate companies makes way more sense.
Yeah,
it does. But like I when you said it, I was like, oh yeah, I heard about that battle with Wesley. So like, it's a persistent rumor across.
So when we grew up, no one could fact check anyone. So kids,
no,
and you were like, I guess that's true. Like, and nowadays we're just all on our phones. Like,
yeah, I'm glad to hear that the rumor made it across the river to you.
Well, one of my dad like would like tell me a fact, and like. And he would, and you know, like possibly it's true, but I think he genuinely believed it would be true, and then I would believe it would be true, and so now I fact check everything he tells me. And there was one time, or ages ago, he told me that David Bowie sang the Digimon theme, and I like, because you know that bit that kind of sounds like David Bowie that goes like
no, he was making a joke about changes because it goes like change into
yeah that bit kind of sounds like David Bowie. I believed it, and then I told one of my mates this. We were in year 8. And I told it, and then she was like, no way. And I was like, yeah, way, it's definitely true. And then, so this was also in a time that you couldn't like fact check people. Nobody had internet on their phone, so you couldn't like, and then she ended up telling that story to like people at uni, like years and years down the track. And they were just like, what? No, that's not true. And it's not true. It's not true at all.
But Michael Jackson did contribute music to Sonic 2, I think.
Oh, really?
Sonic games, yeah.
So well, I've tried to track down who sung that bit, and I can't. So, like, maybe it was David Bowie.
Maybe
it could
be.
Like
a really deep. Maybe it's going really deep.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I need to investigate further.
Delicious
anyway.
aniseed chips. in a hunting egg. So the wrapping is like a sort of gunmetal grey with Daryl Lee written on it.
Nice.
This is a mediocrely molded chocolate.
It does not have the dinosaur print pattern.
It doesn't have the dinosaur print pattern. It kind of has like dual nubbins.
Oh.
It's like, you know when you use the symmetry tool and you accidentally draw like a heart-shaped face?
Yeah.
It has that kind of vibe.
How's that taste?
The licorice is very crunchy. They really
are. Is it licorice forward?
Crunchy licorice. Licorice is meant to be chewy.
Well, chocolate's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, Daryl chocolate's really nice.
Okay, it gets better.
Is the aniseed salty?
Very slightly. So the most unpleasant bit is when you pop it in your mouth.
Yeah.
The chocolate starts to melt on your tongue and you taste the fattiness, but all like the taste of aniseed is in your sinuses.
Do you like aniseed? Because I think that massively affects.
Yeah, no, I really I
good.
quite like licorice. My mom is really into salted licorice. Like they sell them at Aldi once a year and she buys 10 boxes. I'm not wild about the salted licorice, but like she used to give that to us from when we were pretty little. So like I'm definitely like solidly pro aniseed and licorice. And the aniseed lingers. It's really, the chips are really stuck in my teeth. And then like once you start chewing it for a while, the aniseed taste goes away because it's quite fatty chocolate and it covers it really quickly. I'm going to say this is true neutral. I think the idea of because like chocolate coated licorice is not that weird, but normally it's like puffed licorice.
Yeah.
Like licorice chips is pretty weird, even though like licorice and the proportion of licorice to chocolate is totally reversed.
Yeah.
So it's reasonably weird, but not like unforeseen.
Yeah.
And like, I wouldn't buy that again, but I'd eat more. I'll eat more of those. If they were at a party, I'd probably like put some in my pocket because it's free chocolate. So, Rue, I hear you've researched some good facts.
I have researched some good facts, and this I kind of like incidentally came across these facts, and then looked into it further. Because, as I was saying before, Japan doesn't do Easter, so naturally there's no hot cross buns, and I love hot cross buns.
Can I tell a story? Actually, can I quickly jump in and tell a story about Japan not doing Easter?
Yes, of course.
Because I knew Japan didn't do Easter because I was like, yeah, there's not that many Christians. But Japan loves cute things, and I was kind of like, they'll still do the cute bits of Easter the way they do the cute bits of Christmas and the cute bits of Valentine's Day. Oh boy, was I wrong. At one point when I was living in Japan, I lived in like a really big share house, like kind of halfway between dorms and a share house. And it was around Easter time. And I can't remember how I got onto the topic, but I was chatting with a couple of housemates about like, oh no, they were asking about like, what do you do? Like, do you do Hanami in Australia? And I said, no, we don't have Hanami in Australia. Our springtime's at a totally different time. But at this time of year, we do celebrate Easter. And they were like, oh, yeah, I've heard of Easter. You paint eggs. And I was like, oh, well, actually in Australia, we don't always, like painting eggs isn't a big tradition.
I think that's more of an American.
We normally.
Yeah. And I think also in, some places in Europe, they paint eggs too.
Yeah. I said, like, basically we eat chocolate. Like, if you're Christian, you go to church and everyone eats chocolate and everyone is excited about the Easter bunny. Or sometimes in Australia, we have the Easter bilby, which is like another little animal. Rabbits are introduced here. We don't love rabbits. And I said, the Easter bilby or the Easter bunny goes around and delivers chocolate eggs to people. And people also eat like chocolate animals. So they eat chocolate chicks and chocolate rabbits. And as I started getting onto the bit about chocolate chicks and chocolate rabbits, one of my housemates' face just like absolutely blanched. And I was like, what's going on? And she was like looking at me.
Yeah.
And I was really, and I just sort of continued. I was like, yeah. And like, you buy the chocolate animals and you give chocolate animals to each other. And then she was like, I thought you were vegetarian. And yeah, there was a deep misunderstanding there in that I had a housemate think that at Easter we ate literal chicks and rabbits, somehow chocolate
covered in chocolate.
Covered in chocolate, maybe broiled in chocolate. I'm not really sure. That's kind of a cursed food that got away, isn't it?
There's a bit of a cursed food that got away. Well, I know, like I think in like Mexico they make a sauce. I remember trying to make this a while ago.
Yeah,
a sauce using chocolate, but it's savory. It's not sweet at all.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it was yum.
But
it took a lot of effort for me.
Yeah, no, you can have chocolate mole chicken, like I guess, and I suppose chocolate mole rabbit.
Yeah. New Easter edition, but not
for vegetarians. But yeah, so then I had to go back and be like, oh no, it's rabbit shaped chocolate.
Yeah, here, right now there wasn't even there's like chocolates for sale, like Easter chocolate, but that'll be just like a small part of like the seasonal items section of the supermarket. Yeah, but most of the seasonal items are taken up by spring, like springtime stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so what was your story, Rue?
Well, because I can't get hot cross buns here, I wanted to make my own hot cross buns, and I think I do bake my own bread, so I am willing to need a thing and wait time to have a bread item. So I was looking into how to make hot cross buns, and a bunch of the recipes didn't use like the flour like paste for the cross and used an icing. Like regular icing. And then I was like, what? So I looked up, and it seemed as though most of the American recipes like told you to use icing instead. And so I was kind of curious about that.
The cross is one of the best bits.
The cross is one of the best bits. Like, yeah. What? It's like, if I would think if you had icing on top, it would take away from like the sweetness of the fruit bits in the inside of the bun.
No.
Like, and also like the kind of gentle sweetness of the hot cross bun itself.
But they do the same thing with like cinnamon rolls in America, where cinnamon rolls will have all this like cream cheese icing on top, and it's like just drowning in it. Like,
yeah, like, so, but I kind of shelved that. But then I wanted to know, like, where did they come from? So I looked it up, and I found an article from the Smithsonian that was very interesting, and it linked to a bunch of other articles about hot cross buns. And in its thing, it was like, traditionally they use a paste made of flour and water as the cross rather than icing or chocolate that we use today. And I was like, oh, so this is like it's an American thing. But apparently the first dude to put icing on hot cross buns, not icing, sorry, the cross itself, was a 12th century monk who did it. But like, apparently there's like evidence that like pagans back in the day ate hot cross buns.
Ooh.
And they found because the word Easter comes from like a god of spring. Like, I can't even say it. I looked it up last night how to say it, and then I was like, I should make a note of that pronunciation, and then I was like, no, I'll just remember it, and I don't. But apparently they found some hot cross buns in a city that was covered in ash since 79 CE.
Oh my God.
And they found these they found these little hot cross buns. So we've been eating them for a long time. And then
the cross on that isn't actually like a religion thing necessarily.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought the cross was about Jesus dying on the cross, but it looks as though we've been eating buns at springtime with a cross on the top for a long time. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was like something about a symbol of some kind of wheel.
Saw that like people were eating those and they were like, yes, the cross represents Jesus now.
And apparently back in the day, people would just score the buns in a cross shape.
Yeah.
So they could have been hot X buns then.
Hot X buns, they could have been. They could have been. And like apparently in like 1592, Elizabeth I declared that hot cross buns couldn't be sold on any day aside from Good Friday, Christmas, or at burials. And people would like get in trouble with the law for baking hot cross buns themselves at home.
But that means she is the first, like maybe one of the earliest causes of like exclusivity of a product, you know?
Yeah.
We have to thank her for that. Other than like, you know, seasonal things.
Yeah. Yeah, she started, if it wasn't for Queen Elizabeth I doing this, maybe we wouldn't have our cursed limited edition foods.
Exactly.
Like our butterfly effect.
To Elizabeth.
Speaking of hot cross buns, do you want to prepare your next food, Robin?
I will. Okay, so I think it's time for our next round of first foods.
Excellent. Robin, what have you got for us?
So thematically, mine is a hot cross bun. Now these are Woolworths indulgent mocha hot cross buns. Mocha hot cross buns.
Okay.
Now that might not sound weird to everyone, but in the UK we only get fruit hot cross buns. And then when like Easter hit here and there's like chocolate hot cross buns everywhere, like even more common than the fruit ones, I was just like, what is going on? These are so weird. And then you get like plain ones as well that just are like naked. We have the cross on but no fruit, and it's just every different variant. Again, it's that thing like with chocolate where in Australia it's like they take whatever thing that the Brits brought over and then just make a million weird versions of it. So just like putting chocolate in hot cross buns is weird enough for me. And then I found mocha ones, which
coffee and chocolate. But I want to confirm.
That sounds.
Do they still have the regular cross not made of chocolate?
They do have the regular cross, yeah.
Yeah, so they have a cross made of flour paste.
Yeah. Even the chocolate crosses will often be just. They're not even sweet. They'll be like
they're still flour paste.
Yeah. They're still flour paste with some cocoa powder in it.
Yeah, that doesn't even happen in England. We just get basic hot cross buns. That's it.
Yeah,
like, nothing else.
Chocolate ones are good. My favorite is still the basic, but the chocolate ones are good.
Okay, so I've toasted these and I put butter on them because that's what you meant to do with hot cross buns.
Yes.
And I'm gonna try them now. Yeah, I mean that's like objectively delicious.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like a hot cross bun to me. I think because the fruit is so much part of that. But
yeah, is there any fruit in it?
No, none. It's just dark chocolate. It seems to be Cadbury's Old Gold dark chocolate. Yeah. I can't really taste the coffee at all. There's a very slight coffee aftertaste maybe, but it mostly just tastes like almost like a chocolate chip cookie actually.
Coffee, I think sometimes like you get coffee in chocolate cakes and it doesn't taste like coffee at all. Like I think coffee, like unless coffee is the main flavor in a coffee chocolate thing, the coffee just like enhances the chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean it's really good, but it's not really a hot cross bun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rate this like neutral good.
Yeah.
Pretty weird to me. But it's also great, so sure.
So alrighty, for my next thing, I've got something savory. This might not appear to be a springtime item at first, but this is very much the flavor of the month. Usually at this time there would be huge like festivals and things like that because of the cherry blossoms. And like there'll be like if you go to some of the big parks, they'll often have lots and lots of like food carts, and like Meguro River will have like a big festival lining the streets and there's people selling stuff. So festival foods is like a lot of the foods have got flavors of festival foods, like things you could get. And
we weren't in lockdown.
Yes, if we weren't in lockdown, then you would be eating this in a park with your mates. But instead, here is Pringles flavored like that. And most of these flavors I can't eat because we're all vegetarian, so it like doesn't really limit snacks too much, but in this one it generally does limit snacks. Like I can't eat like takoyaki, like octopus ball, like chips, because
do they actually have octopus in them?
Yeah, some they've got octopus, or like they've got like fish. They've got like katsuobushi. They've got like fish flakes and things like that. But this one is a meat flavor, but it does not have any meat in it. It is fried chicken flavored Pringles. It's got little festival lanterns on the outside of the packet. It's quite a very hot pink packaging.
Very springtime.
It is very springtime, reminiscent of the cherry blossoms, and it's got a big thing on the front saying everyone will love it, and as soon as you'll eat it, you'll know what it tastes like. Great.
Every food could have that on the front.
And then it's got a big limited edition sticker on, not sticker, like label on the outside. So open this bad boy up. It smells good. It smells like it smells exactly like Maggi 2 minutes noodle powder.
Chicken flavor or
chicken flavor, yeah. Which I love. I love Maggi chicken 2 minute noodles.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I'm gonna give these a taste. It's Maggi 2 minute chicken noodles in Pringle form. That's delicious. That's so good.
Does it taste like fried chicken though?
Does Rue know what fried chicken tastes like?
Well, I've made vegetarian like karaage, because like Japanese fried chicken is different to the way a lot of Japanese TV is just straight up advertising. Like they'll do like a panel show and they'll talk about a brand and it is just straight up an advertisement, or they'll talk about a store, right? It'll be like, oh, let's guess what are the most popular like onigiri at 7-Eleven, and they have like a whole like 40-minute segment on this, but like it's just an advertisement for 7-Eleven disguised as TV content. Anyway, I was watching one of these about KFC. They had a big thing about what makes Japanese fried chicken different to KFC, and the thing about Japanese fried chicken is they do not flavor the coating on the outside at all. The coating on the outside is just flour or like cornstarch, or like kind of flour and
batter.
It's
just batter.
Yeah, it's just powder. But you marinate the chicken for a long time in like soy sauce, garlic, vinegar, and ginger. And so I think that's what they're trying to do, but it does just taste like chicken stock. I don't know what real chicken is meant to taste like, but it does taste like chicken stock. That's delicious. I'll eat this whole thing. I think this is lawful good.
Yeah.
I think the flavor of fried chicken is not too unusual, because you do get like chicken chips and like things like that. So I
come up when we do a crisp episode, because we will do a crisp episode, but
yeah,
the sort of chip flavors that you get in different countries are more or less normal in different places. And in the UK, we have a lot of meat flavored crisps. Like you get a lot of like roast beef, roast chicken, like, and it's like they're all like kind of dinner, but it's crisps.
Well, I've got a lot to say about basic chip flavors in different countries.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
But I'll save that for the chip episode.
All right, final treat.
So these are more hunting eggs.
Yeah, this is another little pack of hunting eggs. These are Lifesaver Easter hunting eggs, milk chocolate with fruit tingles. So like candy Lifesavers?
Yeah.
They're not really a thing in Australia, but for some reason we've got Lifesaver eggs, and a classic ice pop is the Lifesaver ice pop.
Yeah.
Like a long stick with like a rainbow on it.
But this is Lifesavers. Like
yeah, and we used to get these sometimes, but yeah, no, mostly I remember having Lifesavers when I was in Ireland. And the back says, get on the hunt for treats that tickle the taste buds this Easter morning. Nothing but delicious milk chocolate packed with fizzy fruit tingles.
See, the weird thing is these are not Daryl Lee branded, but they look the same as the Daryl Lee ones.
Yeah, and they were in the same shelf on the supermarket.
So it's probably the same company, even if it's a different like brand.
Let me see.
With like hunting eggs, as a kid, I was just totally satisfied to get like just the cheapest,
Waxiest boys.
Waxiest boys. Like that was satisfying. I was in it for the hunt. I wasn't really in it for
And for me specifically, it was getting more than my siblings.
Yeah.
Domination is the best thing.
It's key.
Exactly. And it's the one time where, when you got two siblings, normally everything gets divided exactly equally with like a ruler and everything. But chocolate eggs, just whatever you find is yours.
Yeah. So this is your
I remember them being redistributed afterwards.
No. You had to Easter egg hunting.
Yeah, but okay. So the packaging of these is quite pretty. They're in a silver foil with like all different colored hoops on them.
Oh, that's cute. I do love Lifesaver icy poles.
Lifesaver icy poles are so good.
They're so yum.
I remember kind of like just plain ice.
Yeah. Oh, I like a frosty fruit though as well.
Oh, frosty fruit is also good.
Yeah.
Frosty fruits are much more expensive though because they have actual content in them.
Yeah.
So like I've looked on the backs and these seem to be from different companies. They don't have the same addresses, but this is the same really shoddily made egg molds.
Oh.
So I think these two breeds of egg are related, though I'm not sure how.
They could be
perhaps from the same mold company, same mold supplier.
No, like the addresses for everything on them are different.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean like maybe the company that sold Daryl Lee the molds to begin with is the same company that sold Lifesaver.
Shoddy molds
to Lifesavers. Yeah.
Okay.
Smells like chocolate. Like you can see some little bits of fruit tingle peeking out at the edge.
You don't look super happy about that.
There's a lot happening here.
Tingling?
It's not tingling though, which was kind of the only thing I was looking forward to. The first thing I've noticed, fruit tingles come in a lot of different flavors. And I think this contains every flavor of fruit.
I guess the only common flavor between them is sour.
Yeah. So there's like some orange flavor, some lemon flavor, some sort of like fake strawberry. They're all happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
It's very crunchy. It's like eating like chips of chalk in your chocolate. I was whinging about the licorice, but this is much worse.
Chips of chalk does not sound good.
Yeah. More so than Lifesavers, this reminds me more of candy hearts.
Oh, okay.
It's like there's little chunks of candy heart in there.
But
yeah, so you bite into it, it's like chocolate for a little bit, and then you like crunch onto like some bits of chalk. And then suddenly you're tasting like sour, like overwhelmingly sour and chocolate and all the fake fruit tastes that are fruit tingles.
That just sounds like a mess.
It's just a mess. Like
it's definitely chaotic something.
Yeah. I'm not sure it's quite evil. I'm wondering if I'm going to be soft on evil ones because I'm kind of a garbage guts.
The ranking is what matters. So.
Yeah.
And like that means that when something does get evil from you, it will have truly earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
over time our listeners will come to understand our biases in food.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is chaotic neutral. I'm not sure who thought this was a good idea.
Fruit doesn't really go with chocolate in that way, like sour fruit.
Yeah.
No.
I would never have eaten a candy heart and been like, you know what would go great with this? Some chocolate. Some cheap chocolate.
When I was a kid for like April Fools, one time I covered Fisherman's Friends, like the extra spicy Fisherman's Friends in chocolate and gave it to my friends, but they seemed to like it.
Oh.
So like kids are just like dumpsters for bad chocolate, I guess.
Yeah, you get all those like super sour ones that are just like ridiculously like sour tasting.
See, I can get into that because that's a challenge. That's like eating the most spicy thing or something.
Yeah,
I'm kind of into that. This
I
is
had this
not the most spicy or the most sour or the most bitter. It's like a really neutral fizzy in inverted commas because
it'd be better with popping candy even. Like
popping candy would be great.
Yeah.
So like it has like the negative elements of, you know, when you get a handful of Skittles and you shove them all in your mouth and you can kind of taste every flavor at once, but none of the flavors.
Yeah.
It has that. Actually, no, you know what this is like? You have a bowl that someone has mixed the M&Ms and the Skittles in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's unpleasant. I don't like that. Give me one or the other.
It's exactly that experience, except also with some tiny bits of chalk to add crunch.
Delicious.
Delicious chalk.
This is chaotic evil because mixing the Skittles and the M&Ms in one bowl is a chaotic evil.
It's also
move.
that I think the evil part of it also comes in the fact that you're meant to hide these for children to find and think that they're a wonderful treat. And actually,
yes,
I think kids would like this.
Yeah.
Though, like the chalk texture is not ideal.
No.
But kids eat rocks sometimes.
Just because kids eat actual chalk doesn't mean they should have chalk candy.
Robin, I heard you have a good one that got away.
Yes. So while I was researching what Easter candy I could get in Australia, I basically discovered that my homeland is the seat of power of terrible Easter decisions. Maybe even more than the whatever whiz fizz egg thing I had. So the one I discovered initially that I was sad I couldn't get hold of is that there was a cream egg stout released, like a Cadbury's cream egg stout.
Oh my god!
Like sold out on pre-orders, which I didn't know you could do with a stout.
No, I would eat that. I think that would be nice.
But like, still counts as cursed to me.
That's so cursed. It's really cursed.
Also, like a cream egg is so sweet that like I don't think I could drink a whole can of that.
Yeah,
if it was a stout.
Connor, doesn't your dad have a wild cream egg story about bringing cream eggs?
Yes, he does have. I do have a wild cream egg story. I have an uncle that works for Cadbury's back over in Ireland, and so sometimes when we were kids and we used to go over, he would get like the seconds from the Cadbury factory, and we'd always get like, I remember once like filling a whole suitcase with Star Bars, which are my favorite chocolate that you can't get in Australia. They're like a Boost but with peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds nice.
They're so good. And in Germany they're called Wunderbars.
Oh, that's so good.
But anyway, my dad had been over in Ireland just for like a short trip. And when he was coming back, he was staying with those relatives, and like they'd had a kind of late night, and at the last minute my uncle had been like, oh wait, I have to give you something. And my dad said like by the time it was this hour of the night and it had been like a big trip, he didn't really remember that whole thing, but he was like, oh yeah, I got some chocolates. Next day in the airport, 2 days later, probably, it takes a while to get back to Australia, coming into customs at Melbourne Airport, and the customs guy pulls over my dad and says, sir, I'm going to need to take a look in your bag. And my dad like starts sweating, like, oh no, because like Australia is really strict on customs and you never know what they're going to do. And he's like, okay, and like starts opening it, and he was like, what seems to be the problem? And he says like, do you have any eggs in your bag? And my dad was like, no. And then the guy was questioning me, was like, do you have any involvement with the wildlife trade? What countries have you come through? And it's slowly getting more intense. And my dad is like, oh my God, like someone's put something in my bag. That's really bad. And he's like, bag up. And then he sees the chocolates that were jammed in the top, and it's a 48-pack of cream eggs. And the customs inspector sort of like looked over them, unwrapped the outside a little bit, and was like, "No, they do seem to be chocolate, not python eggs or whatever."
I was really expecting that story to go in the direction of weed eggs.
Weed eggs.
Weed eggs. Apparently, it is a thing. Like, I remember seeing this really cursed photo on 4chan when I was a dumb 13-year-old on 4chan, and it was of someone wearing a pair of underpants with hummingbirds like sewn into the inside of the underpants. And I was like, this is bizarre and cursed. And then someone explained it beneath that it was part of wildlife smuggling.
Yeah.
That apparently that's a thing people do.
Yeah. So
actual budgie smugglers.
Actual budgie smugglers.
Yeah. So, cream eggs nearly got my dad in prison for wildlife smuggling.
So the other cursed Easter eggs I discovered in the UK, also alcohol related. There is both a Guinness egg and a gin and tonic egg. The gin and tonic egg specifically was sold by M&S and is like a pale green color. Oh no! Why? M&S Marks & Spencer's is like one of the fancy supermarkets, so it's clearly
they make a good sandwich.
They do make a good sandwich. Yeah, they're pretty good. I don't know if they make a good G&T egg though, because I couldn't find it. And the worst one is probably the Cheester egg, which is a cheese Easter egg.
Oh no!
Sadly,
chocolate?
It seemed to be chocolate and cheese combined. I think it was sold by Asda, and it's basically just like a cheese globe, with apparently like chutney and crackers inside of it.
Oh no!
Just upset.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, you don't really want cheese like, and I think it was blue cheese as well. Yeah, you don't really want like kind of vacuum formed cheese shapes like at all.
No.
So yeah, if only we could find the Cheester egg.
It's just like, I bet someone came up with that name and was like,
"This is a great idea.
This is our product.
Yeah, this will make our Easter sales."
I was also researching Easter eggs at one point because I was kind of interested, like in eggs.
In what eggs?
Emu eggs.
Emu eggs.
And I was looking up to see like where you might be able to buy an emu egg. And then at the bottom of my search results, I got a little ad that was like, if you want to look in shopping for a emu cream egg.
That's too much cream egg.
Which no, but like I was actually disappointed in the end because I thought this was an emu-sized cream egg, but it turns out it's something kind of weirder. It's an emu-sized egg mold that has face cream in it.
Yeah,
made from
cream
emu
is like
oil.
a thing. Yeah, that's
that's bizarre.
But they were calling it a cream egg.
Yeah,
because it was
why?
Face cream.
Oh no. Is emu oil derived from emus? Or is from
yeah.
It's probably so you gotta do something.
That's cursed by itself.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. Like and subscribe. You can, if you're listening on YouTube, you can find us on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, you can find us on YouTube.
There are pictures of the foods if you have a look on YouTube.
And
yes. It will also post some pictures in our alignment chart into the subreddit r/boneappletea podcast. Yep. So please check that out if you want to contribute to the community.
Yep. All right.
And tune in next time for chips, crisps.
Yep. Bone apple tea.
Bone apple tea.